Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are looking at lighting for your studio as a beginner, whether you're working in a box room, a garden shed, or if you've got the privilege of a perfect art studio where you've got natural daylight coming in. You can't beat it. Now, you've seen my studio sort of set up. I've got a couple of doors here that can let natural light in, but it tends to sort of let it just across here. And usually I'm working on an easel just here, you see in the videos. So I'd have a light source coming to the back of there, which is a little bit awkward because then it casts a sort of shadow and I'm in sort of shadow here. Now I've got two lights either side of me here, and they are LED sort of strip lights, and they're daylight bulbs. I always work with daylight bulbs in the studio, try and keep it as nice and bright as possible. The walls are sort of white, so they sort of brighten it up and reflect. Ceiling's white as well, so I've got a lot of light bouncing around which lights this studio up. Now when you see me work on the easel just here, if you're working at home, say in a bedroom or a box room or a shed, most people just put the light source to the centre of the room. That's what you usually get in your house. There's one in the centre of the room, and then you're sort of working in one corner of the room and you've got light sort of coming down. It's casting shadows over the back of you. Now what I'd recommend is, if you're working on an easel, and most people do because they're practicing on pieces of paper, is to have a light source directly above your easel. Now I've got one here above my head here. Now this is an LED panel. It's a 600mm by 600mm LED panel. You usually see them in offices. They have them in the false ceilings. They have like the LED panels. It's one of them. They're nice and cheap. £23 on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. You can just wire these up to a plug. I've mounted mine above me here, and this is above the easel. Now the reason why I say work with a light above your easel if you're working on a flat surface like this is, when I hold my hand up, you can see the shadow cast here. So wherever I move my hand on my artwork, the shadow's casting down. It's not casting across or casting at the back. It's always coming down. So when you're working, you're always looking at a clean piece of artwork with light, and your shadows are below your arm and below your brush. And it really does help having your shadows casting down, because if you've got shadows coming in from the outer sides when you're working, you're changing the tone of your paint that you're putting down because you're casting a dark shadow across it. So you'll be looking at your tones in your pictures a lot different there because you always got a cast shadow. But if you put the light source above, straight down your easel, your shadows will cast down, and you'll just make your work life a lot easier. So daylight bulbs, LED daylight bulbs or lights, if you can get one on a bendy arm, clip it to the top of your easel and point it over the top pointing down. You can cast shadows down. If you've got lights at the outsides like I have, I usually put these two on, which brings a bit of light into the side, and then I have the LED one above, which puts the light source down. But never sort of behind your head or above or behind. If it's coming down sort of this way, you're casting your shadow into your artwork, and it can just change the look of your artwork. Even more so if you're working on grayscale, because you are putting that cast shadow onto a grey portrait, and it can really throw you when you're trying to match and work your colours to what your reference is. So that's a little look into light. You can do it nice and cheap. I've just hooked this up on a couple of meat hooks off the grid, off the ceiling, slide it to where I want, or I'll position my easel where the light is best. If you've got natural daylight, try and get it so you're working near a window where your light source is coming in and nice clean light coming across. So I hope that's helped. You can do it cheaply. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I'll see you in the next one, which is getting your image across with trace down paper. Cheers guys.